Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really getting into it with like a true heavy metal classic, right? Iron Maiden's Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. And, you've given us something kind of unique this time. We're only working with lyrics.
Oh, it's fascinating, isn't it? Like, lyrics add a whole other dimension to music, something you might miss when you're just, head banging along.
Totally. And Seventh Son, let me tell you, it's got those lyrics in spades. Mythology, social commentary, the works. Actually, that title, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, there's got to be more to it than meets the eye, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's this whole myth, centuries old, about this individual, the seventh son of a seventh son. They're supposed to have these, like, incredible powers, healing, prophecy, all that. Iron Maiden takes that idea and just runs with it.
So right from the title track, we're kind of dropped into this world of destiny and inherited power. It's almost like, boom, you've got superpowers. But maybe also like, uh-oh, is this a good thing?
Totally. You hit the nail on the head. That song, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, it's about someone marked from birth, destined for greatness, but maybe burdened by it too. Like they even sing about powers slowly unveiling and being unknowingly blessed. Sounds kind of ominous, don't you think?
Oh, for sure. It's like, congrats, you're the chosen one. But good luck with all that comes with it. I don't know if I'd be psyched or terrified, honestly. And this whole myth, it's ancient, right? Iron Maiden didn't just invent this.
Oh, no, not at all. It's all over European folklore. Though the seventh son's powers, they change depending on the story. Sometimes he's connected to the devil. Other times he's got gifts from somewhere else. You see it in literature, music, even art. It's this mix of superstition and storytelling that's both, kind of spooky and totally captivating.
Makes you wonder, is this seventh son calling the shots, or is his life already written for him? It's like that tension Iron Maiden gets at in the prophecy, right?
Exactly. That song puts you right inside the seventh son's head. And let me tell you, it's not a fun place to be. He's seeing this disaster about to go down, tries to warn everyone, but nobody believes him. Just imagine carrying that weight, knowing something awful's coming, but being totally powerless to stop it.
Oh, man, just chills, Those lyrics, why won't you listen to me? Is it so hard to understand? Your life or death on me depends. Heavy stuff. Have you ever felt like that? Like you're trying to warn people about something, but it's like talking to a brick wall.
Oh, that feeling of helplessness, yeah. I think we've all been there at some point. But Iron Maiden, they don't just leave us hanging in despair, With the clairvoyant, the focus shifts. Now the seventh son is wrestling with his powers, these constant visions. It's like he's drowning in it all.
He sings, I feel a strength and inner fire, but I'm scared I won't be able to control it anymore. So it's like, yeah, incredible gift, but what if you become a slave to it?
Exactly. It's that double-edged sword of power. The potential for good is there, but the potential for things to go very wrong, that's there too. I mean, what's the point of incredible power if it destroys you in the process, right?
It's a question people have been grappling with forever. And Iron Maiden uses it to weave this whole narrative, this whole story throughout the album. But it's bigger than just one guy's struggles. This whole good versus evil thing, that light and darkness, it's everywhere in Seventh Son.
You got it. Moonchild throws us right into the thick of it. Angels, demons, fighting over a child's soul. It's like a dark fairy tale come to life. 7 angels, 7 demons battle for his soul. The imagery is so strong, it's like you're right there in the middle of the supernatural war.
It's that classic battle of good versus evil, but with that, signature Iron Maiden darkness.
Yeah.
And then they flip the script on us, the evil that men do. No angels, no demons, just us humans and the consequences of our actions.
Yeah. It's a much more, introspective look at how our actions have these ripple effects. That line, the evil that men do, lives on and on. It makes you really think,
Right.
Think about your own life, the choices you regret, the things you wish you could take back. It's like those echoes from the past. They never really disappear, do they?
And Iron Maiden, they don't shy away from some social commentary either, right? They've always been a band that's willing to speak their mind, and, Seventh Son is no different.
Absolutely. Only the Good Die Young is a great example. It's cynical, sure, but it makes you think about hypocrisy, what society expects of us. And that line, the demon in your mind will rape you in your bed at night. Man, that's dark. But it's real, We all have those inner demons, the ones that come out when we're alone with our thoughts.
It's like Iron Maiden is saying, hey, none of us are perfect, we all have our darkness, and then just when you think you know what to expect, bam, massacre. A Thin Lizzy cover. Seems like a pretty deliberate choice for this album, right? Especially with everything else going on about conflict and power.
Oh, it's definitely a bold move. This isn't just another Iron Maiden song. It's brutal, A raw depiction of violence, the kind of senseless killing that makes your stomach turn.
So why include it? What are they trying to say by putting this song right here? What do you think they're getting at?
What kind of makes you think about how violence just keeps happening, doesn't it? Like history repeating itself, even when we should know better. It's like a reminder that the darkness Iron Maiden's singing about, it's not just like a story, it's part of who we are, And don't forget, this album came out in '88. Cold War was still going strong. The threat of, well, everything blowing up, it was pretty real. So maybe Massacre is their way of saying, hey, this isn't some fantasy. This stuff, it happens.
Yeah, it's a punch to the gut for sure. It makes you face that ugly side of humanity.
Yeah.
Then just when you think you've got a handle on things, we get Black Bark Blues. And on the surface, it's this fun, almost like cocky song, almost too upbeat for this album. You know what I mean?
Right. It's easy to just tap your foot along and miss what they're really saying.
Yeah.
But listen closely. There's this darkness in there, this feeling of exploitation, almost like the underbelly of fame,
It's like they're taking a jab at the music industry itself, right? The very thing that made them famous. It's kind of funny, like, sometimes the most cutting critiques come from the inside, don't you think?
Totally. It's that whole takes one to know one thing. And Iron Maiden, they're not afraid to, turn the mirror on themselves. Black Bark Blues, it's a perfect example of how they can get serious, but still with a wink and a nod.
Yeah.
They make you think, make the connections yourself.
Masters of juxtaposition, that's for sure. Upbeat music, but then, bam, heavy stuff about being human and all the mess that comes with it. Now let's shift gears a bit. Infinite Dreams, talk about diving deep. Dreams, reincarnation, the afterlife. It's like Iron Maiden went full-on metaphysical on this one, don't you think?
Oh yeah, they went there. And they don't hold back. Right from the start, it's like you're trapped in a nightmare. Infinite dreams, I can't deny them. I couldn't hear those screams, even in my wildest dreams. It's that fear we all have, right? Of losing control, of our own minds turning against us.
And that feeling of being trapped, it turns into this whole existential crisis, like scared to fall asleep again in case the dream begins again, and then that line, or tell me, why do we exist? Man, that's a big one.
It really gets you thinking, doesn't it? Like we've all been there late at night wondering about everything. And Iron Maiden, they get that. They get that we all want answers. We all want to know what it all means.
And they offer a little bit of hope, at least if you're open to the idea of reincarnation. I'd like to think that when I die, I'd get a chance another time and to return and live again, reincarnate, play the game again and again and again and again. It's not like a definitive answer, but it's something, right? Something to hold on to in a world that can feel pretty chaotic.
Exactly. It's about finding comfort in the unknown, facing the mystery head on. And that's pretty powerful, especially these days when everything feels so, so uncertain. Infinite Dreams, it's like an invitation to embrace that mystery, to find our own answers.
And then from deep thoughts about the universe, Iron Maiden throws us right into a mosh pit. Can I play with madness? Talk about a change of pace. This one's all about challenging authority, questioning everything, and just a little bit of, madness.
It's the perfect follow-up, right? We've gone from the meaning of life to let's shake things up a bit. And they do it with this energy, this rebellious spirit. Like that first line, can I play with madness? Give you the sense to wonder if I'm free. Give me a sense of wonder to know I can be me. It's practically a revolution in a song.
It's about breaking free, right, from what people expect of you, from what society tells you to be. And that's scary. That's why they call it playing with madness. It's about admitting that being yourself, being different, it comes with risks. It's that classic struggle. Do you fit in or do you stand out? Do you play it safe or take a chance?
And Iron Maiden seems to be saying that real freedom, finding out who you really are, it's on the other side of that fear.
It's a message that never gets old, does it? Maybe that's why Can I Play with Madness is still so popular. It reminds us that it's okay to be a little different, to ask questions, and to never stop searching for your own truth.
And we're back, ready for the final chapter of our Seventh Son lyrical odyssey. It's been quite a ride, hasn't it? Cosmic battles, life, death, a little madness. Iron Maiden doesn't mess around.
Never have. They make you think, which is maybe why their music it sticks with you. But you're right, this album keeps you guessing. And you know what I've noticed? For all the big themes, like fate and all that, they also tell these really personal stories, little moments hidden in the big picture.
Totally. And Charlotte the Harlot, that's a perfect example. It's different, even for this album. It's like we're suddenly in some dark city, not off with the angels and demons anymore. Exactly.
Yeah.
We've been talking about destiny, the afterlife, all that, and then Charlotte hits, and we're like face to face with something much more real. We meet Charlotte, a sex worker, and the lyrics, they don't try to make it pretty. It's harsh, but also there's this honesty to it that gets under your skin.
It's like Iron Maiden saying, hey, life isn't always epic. Sometimes it's just raw. And with Charlotte, what's interesting is she's not just some stereotype. You see her vulnerability, how her choices affect everyone around her.
Absolutely. And then the song does this cool thing where the perspective changes. It's not just us looking in on Charlotte's life anymore.
Right.
Now it's someone who knew her, maybe even loved her, and they feel betrayed by what she's become.
Oh, wow. It adds a whole other layer to it, right?
Mhm.
Like, even in the darkest places, even when people are doing things some might judge, there's still humanity there. Real stories, real feelings. It's not simple.
Exactly. And that's what makes Iron Maiden so good. They could just write about dragons and wizards, but they don't. They write about us, about everything we are, good and bad.
Makes Seventh Son of a Seventh Son more than just an album, It's that willingness to experiment, to go there, that makes it special.
Couldn't agree more. It makes you think, question things, and that's what good art should do, right?
So as we wrap up our lyrical deep dive, what are your final thoughts on Seventh Son? What makes it stand the test of time, you think?
It's a lot of things, honestly.
Yeah.
The stories, those big questions they ask, but also the pure emotion in the music.
Yeah.
You can rock out to it or you can sit and really listen to the words and, well, there's a lot to unpack. It works on different levels.
It reminds you that music can be, well, it can be everything. Fun, thought-provoking, a way to escape, a way to understand ourselves better. And Seventh Son, it does it all.
It really does. It's one of those albums that stays with you. You're still thinking about it long after the music stops.
Well said. And to everyone listening, we hope this deep dive into Seventh Son of a Seventh Son has given you a new appreciation for Iron Maiden and how powerful lyrics can be. Remember, there's always more to discover, so keep those ears open and keep diving deep.